I'm Heather Ensworth and an astrologer, and I want to talk with you today about the profound shifts that are coming up for all of us as Uranus, one of our outermost planets, moves into Taurus in May of 2018. Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are our outermost planets. For us, the visible sky, without the aid of telescopes, extends as far as Saturn. Saturn is the planet that is at that threshold between our visible reality and invisible reality. Beyond Saturn, our outermost planets in the solar system are Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. These are known as the transpersonal planets. They are the planets that guide us individually and collectively through times of transition and transformation. They are change agents, and they work with us and guide us in different ways. The energy of Uranus is the energy of lightning. It is an energy that shatters what is binding us or constricting us to set us free to live in the truth of who we are. Uranus is an energy that shatters what is out of balance for us collectively, what is corrupt, in order to bring forth energies that are more just and fair and equitable. It's about freedom. It's about truth. Uranus has been in the sign of Aries since 2011. It will transition out of that sign in May of 2018. These past 7 years have been a profound time of transformation as Uranus in Aries has been squaring Pluto in Capricorn in the sky. They've been at a 90-degree angle with each other, which is one of the most transformational combinations. These planets together have been guiding us individually and collectively into the age of Aquarius, into new paradigms, new forms of consciousness, new ways of being. As they've been squaring each other in the sky across these past several years, they have been calling us to look collectively at our institutions, our social systems, the structures that we live in, Capricorn, Pluto and Capricorn. And Uranus has been calling us into truth, into justice, into new paradigms. So we've seen the turbulence of that, as we've seen so much in tumult in the world as we're in this time of transformation. But again, when we understand the deeper meaning of these planets and how they're guiding us, we can work with these energies consciously and without fear. Uranus in Aries for us personally across the past 7 years, as well as collectively, has been a challenge to look at our sense of self, to look at our actions. How is it that we assert ourselves in the world? Do we act in ways that are abusing power? Do we act out in destructive ways? Or are we acting in ways that are true and right and fair? Uranus in Aries has also been challenging us individually to move beyond ego, to be in the truth of who we are, to remember we are soul beings in this human incarnation. And when we claim and reclaim that truth, we do not operate out of a place of ego. We're no longer attached or identified with our stories. We live in connection with the energy of the cosmos and that truth and in that freedom. Uranus in Aries has also been challenging us to move into new forms of leadership and to let go of the abuse of power in a collective sense. So we've seen countless leaders being called out, who have been abusing their power in some way. And this is Uranus in Aries challenging us to see the truth and to let go of these forms that are out of balance and move into justice and fairness and mutual respect and right relationship with each other. So what does it mean now as Uranus is moving into Taurus? Uranus will move into this sign beginning May 15th of 2018. It will stay in Taurus until November of 2018, when it will slip back into Aries for a few more months, and then beginning in March of 2019, it will continue in Taurus through July of 2025. So for this 7-year period of time, Uranus will be acting through that energy of Taurus. I believe that this is going to affect us individually and collectively in 4 primary ways. The energy of Taurus has to do with how we relate to our bodies, how we are in relationship with the earth and the energy of the earth. It's also about finances, and it's also about our values. So we can expect to see radical shifts and changes in these areas, and we're already feeling that energy. It's already at work, and it will go into more full effect and full force beginning in May of 2018. And I think the most potent time of change and transformation will be that initial year, 2018, into the spring of 2019. But then it will continue to reverberate and guide us into new ways of being in the energies of Taurus through 2025. What might we expect, and how can we work with this energy in the most conscious way? Uranus in Taurus is likely to bring financial shifts and changes in how our world economies are structured, our global economy. This may bring some tumult as we go through the initial times of change, but remember, Uranus is trying to bring us into new forms that are more just and equitable. So the changes that it's bringing and the shattering that it will cause is to allow new forms to emerge. So we're likely to see shifts in financial institutions, our global economy. We may even experience the reverberations of that in our personal lives, as it's calling us to look at how are we in relationship with money, how are we in relationship with our finances, and what are our core values. At the deeper level, Uranus is calling us to look at the truth of who we are and what we value, and are we living in alignment with those deeper values. Uranus in Taurus is also likely to bring increasing earth changes. We're already seeing this playing out on the planet. We're experiencing climate change or climate weirding as we have these unusual weather patterns and extreme storms. I'll talk about this more in depth in an upcoming video and in my newsletters, but it's also important for us to realize that our whole solar system is going through a time of radical shifting and changing. We are experiencing, our whole solar system is experiencing interstellar climate change that's related to the way our solar system is moving out of the local cloud into a new area where we have less of protection of a magnetic field from the sun and from the area of the cosmos that we're moving through. So we are getting more exposure from cosmic rays, more impact from solar flares. This is changing all of the planets in our solar system that are showing increased signs of heating, brightness, increasing storms, radical shifts. Does this free us from our human responsibility here on Earth for how we have been damaging our planet and causing climate change? Absolutely not. But it's also showing us there are larger transpersonal energies that are at work that are guiding our whole solar system through a time of transformation. We're moving into a new age. We're moving into new paradigms and new forms of consciousness. And the Earth herself is transforming. And we're likely to see increased storms, increased earth changes, increased heating, earthquakes, other earth events. But remember, this is about the Earth's transformation and healing and moving into new paradigms, as we also are moving into new paradigms. And for us personally, it's a call to open to the changes that we're going to experience physically. We too are absorbing these energies that are coming from the stars, that are coming from the cosmos, that are coming from the galactic center through our sun. And it's actually, these energies are actually shifting our bodies, changing our DNA, guiding us to remember that we are actually beings of light, and that we are going to be moving into new energetic ways of being as we're moving through this time of transformation. This isn't a time of apocalypse. This is a time of ascension. This is a time of moving into higher vibrations, higher forms of consciousness, ways that we've known in the ancient past, that we've forgotten, that we're coming back to. This is a time when we're being set free to live more fully in the truth of who we are. Beings of light, souls manifesting in embodiment for this period of time to grow in love and wisdom. As we honor the energies of Uranus, honor these transitions that this planet is calling us into, we can step more fully into alignment with the cosmos, with our soul selves, with truth and freedom and justice. Blessed be.